Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are heading into our fifth and final match in this Friendly Modern League with Luis Salvatto's Blue-White Miracles list. So, we are currently 1-3, very unimpressive, but let's see if we can't pick up one more win here and end on a decent note. So, this hand is not great. It's not great at all. I am going to keep it though. We can get the Negate on turn 2, I guess. We'll see if that's good enough to get here. Oh boy. Okay. Buckle up, everybody. Because we are in it now. So we'll lead on the Flooded Strand. I was actually just thinking about this match today while I was at work. I was thinking, you know what? I'm going to get home and I'm going to have to churn out one more league, or one more match to finish up this league. And I thought to myself, I really hope it's not the Blue-White Mirror, because I'm just typically very, very exhausted by the end of the day. Again, for those of you who don't know, my job is extremely demanding. Okay. And yeah, this was not what I was hoping to face here. So, trying to run another Snapcaster of our own. I think we'll go for it, but I think we missed the boat. Never mind. I think we missed the boat on that one. Okay. Got the fountain and pass back. Not sure what we're going to do about this little fellow quite yet, but alright, so they're going to field our white source. So they're going to get a land. Okay. Alright. It's pretty aggressive, I guess. Maybe they have a Crucible of Worlds in hand or something like that. I am going to be trying to play fairly quickly, just to try and keep the clock a little equalized. So if they go for a Jace here, looks like they won't. Let's say if they do, we can follow up with our own Jace. So I think I'm going to flash in our own Snapcaster here. And yep, they might have a counterspell for it, but if they do, that means we get to untap and land this Jace. So I think I'm okay with that. Trade the snap here. Okay. So our opponent does have 2 mana open, so we will not be crashing our Jace into that open mana. Don't see any reason to do that. We will, however, field their Colonnade. Not sure if there's a reason not to do this right now, but I guess maybe they might have like a Vendilion Clique or something they might want to play in response, or so we will get a Plains here, since we have plenty of islands left in our deck. Archangel Avacyn. That's interesting. Guess we probably should have logic knotted that, but this path will probably have fewer targets. Now, seeing that, it makes me wonder, maybe they're on more of the mid-range build. Creatures gaining indestructible at instant speed is pretty cheeky. So I'm gonna put them on blue-white mid-range with that in mind. So I'm gonna want the path here. like Cryptics. So I think this is a good a spot as any to let's see. I guess we'll put back the sorry. Go ahead and put back the opt. Now we want to say that opt for Terminus. We'll put back the Cryptic Command and a Flooded Strand and play this. We want to hold on to that fetch land for a Jace shuffle here. Of course, we don't have anything to say to anything that they do here, so okay, they do have a Jace of their own. And it is possible that I did not guess their deck correctly. They could still be on a control deck and they just wanted to try and jam a finisher for some reason. Okay. Opponent's also getting their Brainstorm on. And once we get our next land here, and then I guess one more land, we can afford to keep up either Logic None or Negate and go after their Jace with our Colonnade. So for right now, I think we're just going to continue to improve our card quality, because again, we just have no idea what our opponent has in hand. Ooh, Teferi. Well, I certainly like that. So why don't we put back the Flooded Strand and the Cryptic Command. And we will play an island. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 mana. I think we'll just pass. We could attempt to bounce their Jace on their end step, and then try and negate it on the way back down. But that seems a little risky. So our opponent might have a Teferi of their own. Nope. Just gonna Brainstorm. Yeah, I think I like Cryptic. Bounce their Jace. So try and return. Negate. So do we fight over this? I think we do, because if we can land into Teferi next turn, we can get rid of their Jace. So why don't we go ahead and use our own Negate here. Our opponent, there's a good chance our opponent still has like a Cryptic or something like that of their own, in which case they might choose to counter and bounce our own Jace. But again, if they do that, then we get to play Teferi, plus Teferi, hold up Logic Knot. Alright, so our opponent does have something. And maybe this was a bit of an aggressive use of the Cryptic Command. But I want to just try and put our opponent, I guess, in a position where they have to make a choice. And since we had both the Negate and the Logic Knot, I had reasoned in my head that again, if we could return it and then get down the Teferi and still hold up some interaction of our own that maybe we could fight over their Jace when they try and recast it. So they definitely have something, but they're having a long, hard think about it. Possible that they have just a Logic Knot, or okay, so they do have the Cryptic Command. Okay. So now we're just going to go ahead and play the Teferi and tuck their Jace. Or do we draw a card? I think we tuck. Because they can't get us with a Snapcaster. Sure. So I'm going to guess that this is indeed actually the mirror. So opponents can replay their Jace here. We can replay our own Jace. And hold up Logic Knot. Okay, so our opponent found a Colonnade. So we're going to start by, excuse me, start by plussing our Teferi. Spell Snare, that's a good pickup. So play the Flooded Strand, and play our Jace. Negate. Okay. Go ahead and give that the Spell Snare. Brainstorm. Alright, Terminus seems pretty bad. Although, we could instant speed it on our opponent's turn to put their Colonnade on the bottom. I like that. In fact, I like that a lot. So why don't we go ahead and put back... Let's see, we played the Flooded Strand. So why don't we go ahead and put back Island, Terminus. Yeah, we played Flooded Strand for turn. Island, Terminus. And pass like that. That's right. Teferi untaps our lands. I always always kind of forget that a little bit. So we'll go ahead and untap this and this. I think we're in a pretty good spot. And we're ahead on clock, so that's always good. So this way we have enough mana to opt into our Terminus if they fire up the Colonnade. And then play our Terminus and also keep up Logic Knot, just in case. Our opponent has gone through 2 Negates and a Cryptic Command so far. No idea how much counter magic they play, but I'm just assuming they're going to use the Colonnade here. Vendilion Clique. Okay, so since they cast the Vendilion Clique now, we're going to let their Vendilion Clique resolve. And with a trigger on the stack, we're going to opt Terminus. This on the top. Real Terminus, yes. Now this way, unfortunately, they do get to... Yep. They do get to take our path. which is a shame. So they do get in with their Colonnade. So maybe it would have been better to counter that and then opt Terminus, but I feel like that exposes us to... And we could also potentially opt into another path that we could then play on our Colonnade. Although they don't even have enough lands to... They don't even have enough lands to do that. So never mind, I'm just rambling at this point. So this is probably a Teferi of their own. Yep, okay. I don't think we have anything that we can interact with for 1 mana, but we'll give it a shot. That on the bottom. Ghost Quarter. Okay, that's a good draw. So he's going to plus. Get rid of this. Fetch out Island. Field of Ruin. Okay. So I think we'll start with Jace here. Ooh, those are some good cards. So, let's see, what do we want? I think we're going to put back Island, Field of Ruin. Play the Ghost Quarter. Play the Search. I guess I should have plussed with Teferi first, just because it digs this one deeper, and also prevents the awkwardness that I'm about to bring upon us. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we do have enough mana to Cryptic Command twice. So if we wanted to try and return the Teferi, we have to do that now. Alternatively, we could play Crucible and just start blowing them out of the game here. I think I'll wait till next turn maybe so we can protect it a little better. 1, 2, 3, 4. Return Teferi to hand. So we return Teferi to hand, then even if we defend it with our own Cryptic Command, then we don't have anything to do with our second Cryptic Command. We could fire up Colonnade, but that doesn't seem like a very good game. So let's just... I guess we'll just pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess we'll just pass with double Cryptic Command up. And we will see what they choose to do. So next turn we're going to draw the island. Or we could put the island into our graveyard, potentially. Alright, so he's going to return... He's going to return the Teferi. I think that's okay. So we're going to sacrifice the Ghost Quarter and kill their untapped Colonnade. And then next turn we're going to untap, try and land a Crucible. Island into our graveyard, yes, because we're going to have Crucible in play. Transform. Yeah, we'll go ahead and transform this. Mana leak? Alright. So let's Jace. We'll Jace first. We will put back Island and Illumination. 1, 2, 3. Play a Crucible. Return our Jace to hand and counter this. So what if I say... So if we let that resolve, what we do? Replay Jace, play a land, and try and play Teferi. It's a sticky wicket. I feel like our opponents feel like they're getting the better of us here on this trade. Alright, we're going to try and counter, return our opponent's Jace. Wish we had. Guess we should have played this out first, but to keep up the mana leak. I guess our plan was to replay the Ghost Quarter, so that is what it is. And I guess if this Jace comes back in our hand, we're probably in a pretty bad spot. Cryptic again. Okay. Counter draw. Alright. So yes, sadly, we don't have a whole lot to show for our efforts that turn, and I think that that's probably the turning point where we're gonna start getting buried, I think. So unfortunately, I think it's going to be hard to come back from that. Okay. Opponent is ripping through their deck here. And they get to untap both of their lands. They have 5 cards in hand. Threats on the table. Yeah, this is not looking good. And they have a Vendilion Clique. Well, let's try and... guess we'll try for this Song and Dance. Doesn't feel good. If they can cleanly answer this, we might just have to pack it in. Logic not for 6. Yeah. Yep, we're too far behind. Okay. These are all very good cards. I want these as well. I think I'm going to cut the Terminus, leave in one Supreme Verdict. Timely is not good. Oust is not good. Probably cut one more path. Surgical can't be good. It's better than this. No, probably not. All right. Yeah, I feel like we were doing pretty good there for a little while. But then the tide just kind of turned for the worst. So I think I will keep probably just about any hand that has a decent amount of lands in it. That's a keeper if I ever saw one. So we'll go ahead and open up the Strand. And then on turn 3, we're going to try and get this down. The reason we're going to wait a turn is because I want to keep up the spell snare. I don't see much of a sense in just plowing this into an opposing spell snare or something like that. So I guess the way we get got here is if they have spell snare dispel. Nope. Okay. If they try and run out of click, we have a couple answers. I think we're just gonna let this Azcanta. No. We're just gonna ride this Azcanta for a little while here. Maybe if we can find a dispel, we'll try playing the click. But until then, I don't want to just throw it away unnecessarily. No, we'll hang on to her too. It's not useful right now. Well, shoot, I guess maybe we should have thrown that back to get a land drop, now that I think about it. Our opponent has a click of their own. Whew. Yeah, that's a little rough. So if that's the play, then I guess I will click now. Because we don't really have any other interaction going on, so why don't we click now. Take a look at what our opponent's working with. Or you know what, maybe we want to just bottom our own Lyra. Let's see what they got. Okay, so they do have an Archangel. We have a Path. They have a Dispel, though. So we'll put the Teferi to the bottom. Just so they can't jam that out. Okay, so they found the land they needed. Alright, so what number lands now? Yep, put that in the graveyard. Okay. So we'll play the Fortress. Surgical or Cryptic Command, okay. So they brought in a Surgical Extraction. Again, I'm really not sure how I feel about that. Is that a thing that we should be doing in the blue-white mirror? I really don't know. It feels kind of bad. I feel like the best thing it does in this matchup is take some additional cards out of my deck, and in conjunction with Search for Azcanta, it might just mean that I deck myself faster. I mean, faster than they will. I don't know. I'm certainly not extremely high on the card, but so we'll attempt to get in for 2 here. They do, of course, have their path. They may path if they wish. Okay. Yep. We'll get an island, and we'll play this out and pass the turn. So what flips this? A non-angel creature dies. Okay. Okay. Nope. Okay. So the path is gone. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so our opponent can play their Archangel here. Looks like we might have to path, snap, path. That sounds really, really, really bad when I said it out loud there. So we're not going to do that. So I think we'll just trade the Supreme Verdict for the Archangel. Take a hit for 4 here. And then use the Verdict, which they do know we have. I guess it probably doesn't matter too much. This one I think we will put into the graveyard. Okay, so we'll do this. If they bounce their Archangel, I guess I'll cry. Oh, they're going to do it, aren't they? Oh, they're going to do it. Snap. Ooh. They do have the Dispel, but now they're out of cards. Yep. So we'll take the Consolation Prize here. And we'll shock. Just to keep up the potential path here. Two mana. I think the Snapcaster is more valuable. Hanging out here. Yeah. Hold on to that one. Let's play our Colonnade. And we have Archangel in hand, so we're just going to pass the turn here. I'm just going to go for the Archangel. Let's go ahead and respond with our own Snapcaster. Guess we should have responded with the opt first, just to give us the most. Okay, I'm not sure why I did that. I apologize. I thought I had a card in my graveyard that was not there. That was terrible of me. Yeah. So, sorry about that. For some reason I thought this Path to Exile was in my graveyard. So looks like just like that we will flush our card advantage down the drain. But now at least we do present a threat here that our opponent will have to answer. Okay. Get an island. Wow. Yeah, like I said, I really wanted to play just about any matchup other than this one. So let's opt in response. Crucible? Sure. So is this a snap serum or a snap? Ooh, this could be a snap. It could be a snap surgical. Nope, he's gonna go for the serum. So I think we're gonna. Let's see. So they just got rid of our Colonnade. So we're gonna bait with the Crucible. Hope to land the Lyra. Don't be, it's a fairy. Ew. Okay. Okay, so our opponent is doing quite well for themselves. I'm going to say no, just it's a way we might be able to catch back up on some cards. I'm also going to say no to that for now. Let's see if they bite on this. They do not. Okay, so we'll replay the Colonnade, pass the turn. So our opponent does get to bottom one of our permanents here, or tuck one of our permanents if they so choose. I think the plan is going to be to try and get the Colonnade in on the Teferi. Okay. But I guess they probably wouldn't do that unless they have... Alright. Okay, so field our Colonnade again. Get another island. Archangel Avacyn is an interesting card in this matchup. Dispel. Okay. I'm going to say no. No again, just because I want to get this Snapcaster out of the way and attack their Teferi. Let's see if we can take out the Planeswalker. Okay, so they have their own Snapcaster here. On an opt, they keep Terminus in. Maybe they're just looking. Okay. Not sure if I should have went for the Lyra there or not. Guess I probably. Oh God. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't have mattered, but... So this game is pretty much over. Unless we can resolve something, but the odds of us being able to do so are extremely low. Okay, so they have a Baneslayer. And even if we play our Lyra, then they just bounce it or tuck it. They have all the answers they could need here. We've already used our Supreme Verdict, so Dispel. No, I guess. We're going to transform. Okay, so there's a Jace. So let's try to hope beyond hope here. So Jace resolves. I'm going to draw 3, even though we're staring down this Angel, because I want to find... I do not, of course. Back opt Dispel. Play out the field, pass the turn. My hope was to find a path. Of course, lay their own. Or they snap in here. Snap in their own opt, sure. This is just lights out. Because with that, we can't stick a threat that's not called. Alright, let's see what our opponent's got. I'm sure they have a path among their cards. Yep. Yep, mine as well. We can't stick a threat that's not a Colonnade. And, we can keep all those, I guess. Okay, so they take down our Jace. And again, both of these deal with just any creature threat we could possibly have. So the game is over, but we'll play it out just to get our money's worth here, and to give our opponent the satisfaction of getting to do their thing. Yep. Opponent certainly seems to have it all. Okay, so we draw our own Field of Ruin. As well, just for fun. While our opponent decides in what manner or what counterspell they wish to. I guess they're circumventing a logic knot or something. So nope. Okay. That'll do it for me. So, that was a very unfortunate turn of events. Very unfortunate league overall. Yeah, like I said, all day I was thinking about this match, and I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna get home and play a little Magic, and I just hope it's not that. I hope it's not the mirror, because I just couldn't stomach it. But there we go. We toughed it out. I don't even know if I'm in a frame of mind right now to do an effective wrap up for this deck. I wasn't happy with how I piloted it. I know there were definitely some marked locations in that last match where I definitely felt as though that's where the game kind of slipped away. Again, let me know what you all think about this, bringing in Surgical Extraction in the blue-white mirror. I don't think it's good, but let me know what you think. Other than that, I still think this deck is sweet, but again, yeah, it requires really tight play to navigate the modern gauntlet. I mean, and I'm just not at a level where I can kind of deploy this deck, I think, to its full potential. We also didn't, if I'm trying to remember back on the matches we did face. I know we lost to Boggles. I know we lost to Ponza. I think we lost a close game. Or no, that's right. There was a really ugly mulligan in Game 3 versus Ponza. The match, we were like a half a turn away. If I would have made just one decision differently in the game against Boggles, you know, if I would have played the nodes a turn earlier, I think we could have won that one. But I got a little greedy. I think we played red-green Valakut as well, and if I remember correctly, I think that match was a little close. Once again, I think we might have had a hard mulligan. Yes, we had a hard mulligan, I think, in Game 3, and we were clinging to life, playing around their Tireless Tracker, kind of keeping it at bay, and then we were at 6 life, I think, and then they untapped and just slammed a Gaia's Revenge, and that was the end of that. We had a slam dunk win against a Jund Traverse Death Shadow deck, which again, of course, is the type of decks that this deck's trying to face. So again, I guess without rewatching that last match, it would be really difficult for me to really kind of say offhand where it went off the rails. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys could. It might be difficult, but I hope you guys were able to somewhat at least enjoy watching the deck in action. I know for me personally, I enjoy the content typically, regardless of the skill of the pilot to a point, but everybody's different. So once again, I hope that someone out there can watch this, and even if it's just to learn what not to do, or to say, oh man, I remember that mistake that weird dude on YouTube did. I'm gonna have to remember not to do that next time. You know, even if that's the only outcome that this serves, or the only purpose it serves, then I think the time spent in this league here was a success. So thanks again for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in another friendly Modern League sometime soon. All right, bye.